Most guys over 60 think fixing things in the bedroom means a blue pill or an expensive urologist or some procedure they'd rather not think about. But here's the thing. The most powerful tool you have for your sexual health isn't at the pharmacy. It's probably sitting in your hallway right now inside a pair of sneakers you haven't touched in months. I'm Dr. Kenneth Barry, and today I want to talk about a study that frankly doesn't get nearly enough attention. It was published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, and it found that a specific type of walking, not just any walking, can reduce your risk of erectile dysfunction by 76%. That's not a typo, 76%. Now, I'm not going to insult your intelligence by telling you to just go for more walks. Your doctor has been saying that for years, and it hasn't changed anything. If vague advice worked, you wouldn't be watching this video. What I am going to tell you is exactly how fast you need to walk, why that specific speed matters, and how to build up to it without wrecking yourself in the process. Because here's what happens to most guys. They hear something like this, get motivated, go out and power walk for an hour on day one, and end up so sore and inflamed they quit by Wednesday. I see it all the time. That's not a plan. That's a recipe for failure. And honestly, it's worse than doing nothing because now you've convinced yourself that you tried and it didn't work when really you just did it wrong. So let's actually talk about what the science says, because once you understand the why, the how becomes obvious. The researchers looked at something called SNPs, single nucleotide polymorphisms. These are tiny genetic variations that influence how your body responds to different activities. Think of them like little switches in your DNA. What they found was pretty straightforward. Men who were genetically inclined to walk faster had significantly better cardiovascular health than men who shuffled along. And by cardiovascular health, I mean blood flow everywhere, including the places that matter most to you. Now, why would walking speed affect blood flow? It comes down to the lining of your blood vessels. There's a thin layer of cells called the endothelium. Most people have never heard that word, but it might be the most important thing you learn today. Think of the endothelium like the coating inside a garden hose. When it's smooth and healthy, water flows freely. When it gets gunked up or stiff or rough, everything slows to a trickle. Here's where it gets interesting. When you walk at a certain intensity, you create pressure on that endothelial lining. Good pressure, it's called shear stress, and despite the scary name, it's exactly what your blood vessels need. This mechanical pressure triggers your body to release a molecule called nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is basically the master switch for blood flow. It tells your blood vessels to relax and open up. When you have enough nitric oxide circulating, your arteries dilate, blood moves freely, and everything downstream works the way it's supposed to. When you don't have enough, your pipes stay narrow. Circulation becomes sluggish, and you start noticing problems. More nitric oxide means better circulation. Better circulation means better performance. It's that simple. No pills required. So what's the magic number? What speed actually triggers this response? The researchers basically looked at three types of guys. The shufflers walking under 3 miles per hour. These are the guys meandering through the grocery store. The strollers somewhere in the middle, maybe 3 to 3 and 1-2 miles per hour, a casual pace. And then the guys who actually have somewhere to be, walking over 4 miles per hour with purpose and intention. Guess which group saw that 76% reduction in erectile dysfunction risk? The fast walkers. 4 miles per hour or above. Now, 4 miles per hour isn't a jog. It's not running. You don't need special shoes or a gym membership. It's a brisk, purposeful walk, arms moving, shoulders back, some real intention behind each step, the kind of walk where people can tell you're not just killing time. Here's an easy way to know if you're hitting it. I call it the talking test. If you can sing while you're walking, like actually belt out a song without losing your breath, you're going too slow. You're in the shuffler zone. Nothing much is happening. But if you can talk in short sentences and you're a little winded between them, if someone asked you a question and you could answer but you'd need a breath before the next sentence, you're in the zone. That's 4 miles per hour. That's where the nitric oxide starts flowing. That's the target, 4 mph. But and this is important, you don't start there. If you haven't been walking regularly, if you've been mostly sedentary, going out and hammering 4 miles per hour for 30 minutes on day one is going to backfire badly. You'll create systemic inflammation. Your body will be fighting to recover instead of adapting. Your joints will ache. Your energy will tank. And here's the kicker. Some research suggests that kind of sudden overexertion can actually suppress testosterone, which is the exact opposite of what you want. So here's how I tell my patients to build up to it. It's a simple 2-week protocol that lets your body adapt without breaking down. The first 4 days, go for a 10-minute walk. That's it. Nothing heroic. But for about 3 minutes of that walk, push your pace up to 4 miles per hour. Just 3 minutes of that faster pace. Then back off and finish at whatever speed feels comfortable. You're not trying to set records. You're getting your body used to the idea, waking up your cardiovascular system, reminding your blood vessels what real blood flow feels like. Days 5 through 9, extend that faster section to 5 minutes. Same 10-minute walk, but now half of it is at that brisk 4 mph pace. You should start feeling your body respond. The walks will feel easier. You'll recover faster. That's the adaptation kicking in. Days 10 through 14, you're hitting 4 mph for the full 10 minutes. No breaks, no slowing down. 10 minutes of purposeful, intentional walking that's actually doing something for your body. By the end of 2 weeks, your baseline has shifted. Your blood vessels are more responsive, your nitric oxide production is higher, you've essentially reset the system, and you did it without injury, without inflammation, without burning out. Now, here's something else the research points to that I think is worth mentioning. It's not just about hitting a certain speed, it's about improvement. The data show that for every 1 mph you increase over your normal walking pace, your risk drops significantly. So even if 4 mph feels out of reach right now, even if you're starting from a place where 3 mph is challenging, walking faster than you currently do still helps a lot. Your body responds to the change, the delta, the improvement over yesterday. It's not about being perfect, it's about being better than you were last week. That's what triggers the adaptation. That's what gets your nitric oxide production moving in the right direction. Okay, let me talk about something else for a minute. Walking is the foundation. It's the thing that costs nothing and works for almost everyone, but it's not the whole picture. If you're clearing out the pipes but not giving your body the raw materials to actually produce nitric oxide, you're only doing half the job. It's like tuning up an engine but never putting gas in the tank. This is why I put together an ebook called The Men's Libido and Vitality Kitchen. It's a collection of 20 smoothie recipes built around foods that support nitric oxide production. Beets, leafy greens, citrus, dark chocolate, the stuff that actually moves the needle based on real research, not marketing hype. If you're serious about this, grab the link below. It's a good companion to everything I'm talking about today. Gives you something practical to do in the kitchen while you're building the walking habit. And while we're on the subject of raw materials, let me mention watermelon. Watermelon contains a compound called L-citrulline. Your body converts L-citrulline into L-arginine, which then becomes nitric oxide. It's a direct biochemical pathway. Eat the citrulline, make more nitric oxide. Simple. The problem is you'd have to eat an absurd amount of watermelon every day to get enough L-citrulline to make a real difference. We're talking multiple pounds of fruit every single day. That's not realistic for anyone, and honestly, the sugar load would start working against you anyway. That's why I recommend organic watermelon extract for guys who want to stack the deck. You get the L-citrulline in a concentrated form without the sugar and without eating your body weight in fruit. Combined with the walking protocol, you're hitting the nitric oxide pathway from 2 angles, stimulating production through exercise and giving your body more of the building blocks it needs. It's not magic. It's not a miracle cure. It's just biology working in your favor when you give it the right inputs. Look, I know there's a lot of noise out there. Every other ad is promising some secret formula or breakthrough discovery. I get why you'd be skeptical. You should be skeptical. Most of it is garbage. But this isn't some proprietary blend cooked up in a marketing meeting. It's peer-reviewed research. It's basic physiology. It's stuff that actually makes sense when you understand how your body works. And here's what I really want you to take away from this. You're not broken. You're not past the point of no return. Your body still responds to the right inputs. It still adapts. It still has the capacity to perform the way you want it to if you give it half a chance. The guys who see results aren't the ones waiting around for a magic pill. They're the ones who put on their shoes and walk out the door. They're the ones who do the boring, unglamorous work of showing up every day for 2 weeks and letting their body catch up. That's it. That's the whole secret. Consistency beats intensity every single time. When you finish this video, I want you to go for a walk. Not tomorrow, not Monday, today. Push yourself a little. See what 4 miles per hour actually feels like. Start the clock on those 14 days. 2 weeks from now, you'll be in a different place. Not because of anything complicated or expensive, because you did the simple thing consistently. I'm Dr. Kenneth Barry. Take care of yourself. You're worth the effort.